know, they're in many ways the gold standard for learning and development in the country, if not globally, right? But for organizations that are starting out or in this journey or less mature on the curve, what advice would you offer them as they go about establishing their learning and development programs and practices?
Two things I would say. Number one, what is the demand of the business at this point of time? So what is the business strategy? What is the business vision next 3 to 4 years? What is business trying to create? Once you understand that, and once you understand therefore what are the gaps, you then support, partner to ensure that the business goals get met through this learning intervention or talent intervention and so on. That is one. The second is scanning the environment to say what is future bringing in to us. Given the kind of complex world we face today, and complexity is growing even more, what becomes important? How do leaders look at macroeconomics? How do leaders look at geopolitics? And how important is that going to become 3-4 years from now? So looking at trends, therefore, there is, so people are talking about vertical leadership. People are talking about self-authoring. What does that mean? What are research think tanks talking about when they talk about things like that? Is it time to bring that into the organization? So twofold. One, business and business direction, and second, scanning the environment to see what's out there and what will probably help drive the business forward.
Perfect.
And if you do that, then you are not only partnering with the business, but you are really leading with business.
Brilliant. Earlier today, we were talking a little bit about the criticality of executive leadership teams in driving the future of organizations, right? And it's an area that I know is of interest to you, that you've done a lot in. Anything you can share around why you see this as being so critical and some of the things that you're doing around this?
So, while it is very important that senior leaders are exposed to the best in learning from across the globe, across the group, while that is very important, and that is what a learning institute does, it is also very important that the teams which are working together come together and introspect on their ways of working and the ways of working that is required given the business context of today and their ambitions for tomorrow.
Right.
And that is what I call as the top team effectiveness initiatives, workshops that, over the past 10 years that our team has been instrumental in doing for various leadership teams in the group. The topics for which leaders come together when the conversation starts to when we hit the workshop changes significantly.
Sure.
What may look like a problem of collaboration may end up being that we do not have a common, defined, well understood, clear vision or direction. And that happens through dialogues with the CEO, managing director, dialogue with CHRO, dialogue with each member of the leadership team. And so over the 2 months of preparation of any such initiative, it does take many different forms before you hit the ground on those 2-3 days that you do work together with the leadership team. And in that coming together, they learn from each other. They define what kind of leadership is important in today's context of the business. If it is a business in transformation phase, what is required? If it is a business in growth phase, what is required? If it is a new business that is coming together, what is required? And that gets defined in that manner. Over the last 10 years of working in this, me and my team, we've seen some 9 different use cases, depending on the context of the business that each of the top team may require. Somewhere there may be a requirement of doing a business transformation kind of top team effectiveness workshop. Somewhere it may be vision and mission kind of work. Somewhere it may be alignment. Is senior leadership aligned with what the people down the line are saying. Somewhere it may be about psychological safety. Somewhere else it may be actually in a lot of places, it is about collaboration, going to the next level of collaboration. Top teams, of course, collaborate.
Of course.
But how do you go to the next level of collaboration? Accountability and ownership. So many different, there are 9 different use cases we've broadly classified such work in. We've also created an internal knowledge bank around top team effectiveness, so that leaders as well as human resource professionals who want to do any of this work have a repository of knowledge that exists with them to drive it.
Perfect. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today, Ajay.
Such a pleasure. Thank you for calling me.